What is Amazon FBA? To put it simply, Fulfillment by Amazon, FBA, is an e-commerce model in which you send your products to Amazon, you sell it, then Amazon will send it. So how does it work? You select the products you want to list on Amazon, you create a shipment, you box and label your products. A courier will collect your products and send them to what's known as a fulfillment center. The product is now active. Once a customer buys your product, Amazon will send it to them directly. Once the transaction is complete, Amazon will send you the profit from that sale, and it will be accounted for you on your seller app. The more sales you make, the more money you make. And don't worry about management, because when a product is FBA, Amazon will take care of all the customer management. It's that simple.
Welcome to the Amazon section. My name is TJ Cunningham. I'm an Amazon FBA seller. I mostly do private label, however I do have some wholesale products. I am here to teach you how to make your own successful Amazon business. So the basic idea is that you will find low competition, medium to high demand products, and you will look for suppliers. You will put your brand on a product that already exists and is not patented to then send to Amazon, which you can sell under your brand and therefore build a brand in that niche. It's a very scalable business. It's very easy to understand. You can create a brand that is very long term and it's sellable in the future, and Amazon handles all of the customer management. It's a very automated business. There's not a lot of work you need to do once you've got it moving. People talk about passive income. I love to talk about leveraged and automated income. This is a great way to automated income. If this seems like an appealing business model to you, follow the lessons laid out in the tutorials. We're going to show you step by step what it takes to create your own Amazon FBA business. Any questions you have, there will be an FAQ towards the end. If there are no questions that are answered in the FAQ, you can ask in the chats or you can message me. I will be happy to help.
What are the ways to make money on Amazon? There are 7 basic models for making money on Amazon. These are Private Label FBA. Private labeling for Amazon means you sell existing products of your choosing under your own private brand on Amazon. Only those with your permission can sell the product too. Wholesale FBA. This is where you buy in bulk from a wholesaler. You own the stock, but not the brands. On Amazon, you will need to compete for the buy box in most cases, as well as bear the upfront cost for inventory. Amazon KDP. Kindle Direct Publishing, KDP, is Amazon's self-publishing platform that allows sellers to sell their books on Amazon. You have no need for a traditional publishing company. With KDP, you can create ebooks and paperback books without any upfront costs. Amazon Associates. Affiliate marketing for Amazon. You have links to products on Amazon. When a customer makes a purchase through your affiliate link, you make a commission from the sale. Dropshipping. This is very similar to wholesale, except you don't need to purchase any inventory. However, you will sacrifice the Prime eligibility. Merch by Amazon. Also known as print on demand. This is where you can sell clothing with your brand or design on it. Amazon will create the products for you without any need for upfront costs. Retail or online arbitrage. Similar to wholesale, except you will look for highly discounted individual products from high street stores or online stores to then resell on Amazon for a profit.
So what are the budget requirements for Amazon? So for the 2 models we're teaching, which is private label and wholesale, they are 2 different standards of budget. So for private label, we recommend at least 3,000 US, euro or pounds, whichever, before you decide to start. The reasons will become apparent the more you go through the course. So for wholesale, it's a little bit less. I'd say the absolute minimum for wholesale will be at least 500 US. More likely 1,000 would be a good start. So if that's within your budget, then yes, you can begin Amazon. So this will be the FAQs for the introduction. So question 1, do I need to be 18 to create an account on Amazon? Simple answer is yes. You can use family or friends or siblings, whichever. Just make sure once you turn 18, you switch the account information over so it's in your name. Number 2, can I go under the budget requirements? It's very possible, but it's very much not advised. There's a budget there for a reason. Now you may be thinking, why is it so much? Trust me, once things start going, you'll realise where the money starts to get moved. Number 3, are you teaching the other 5 Amazon models? We have material on them, but we're not teaching them actively. If you want the information, you can drop me a DM and I will send you the guide for that specific Amazon model. 4, can I sell overseas if I don't live in that marketplace? Yes, you can. Just make sure you check some of the tax laws. Some require a bank account in their local marketplace. So just make sure you do the full research and possibly consult a specialist on what is required to trade in that country.
Product you want to sell does not exist on Amazon, you can list a new product and Amazon will create a new product detail page. To do this, you can either select Create a new listing from the search results page, or you can select I'm adding a product not sold on Amazon from the Add Products page. You can then browse for your category or search for it in the search bar. If you frequently add products from the same category, start a favorites list for easy access in the future. Click the star to the left of the category to add a favorite. Once you find the most specific category that describes your product, click on Select Category to continue. If there's a lock icon preventing you from selecting a category, it requires approval or is restricted. Click the Learn More link next to the lock icon for more information about these scenarios. Once you've selected a category, enter all required product information to complete your listing. Product information is organized in tabs at the top of the page. Fields marked with a red asterisk and box are required. Make sure to follow Amazon's quality standards when filling out this information. Adding rich information like properly formatted titles, high-quality images on white backgrounds, detailed product descriptions, and bullet points helps customers make well-informed purchasing decisions. If you don't include all required product data, it could result in your products receiving quality alerts or being suppressed. To view all optional tabs and fields for your listing, turn on Advanced View from the top right corner. Adding precise optional information helps increase listing discoverability. If you have a product that varies in size or color, you don't have to add each of these variations separately. Let's learn how. From the Variations tab, select Variations Theme option and choose how your product varies. This is also called Parent-Child Variations. For example, let's say you sell one style of juicer that comes in 4 different colors. In this case, you'd select the variation theme, Color. In this example, the parent item is the juicer, and the 4 child items are each of the color options. Enter the specific color you want the customer to read in each text box. Once entered, click on Add Variations. From here, update each child item with your offer information. This includes your seller SKU, the product ID, condition, price, and quantity. Required fields for each item are marked with a red border. The product information you fill out on the other tabs will be copied for each child item. It is important that you enter statements that can apply to all products in the variation. You will be able to adjust each child listing individually once the variation is built. Once the child items are created, you'll need to add images by editing each child ASIN individually. When you're done entering product information on all tabs, click on the Save and Finish button. This button will be enabled when all required product data is complete and errors are addressed. A red exclamation mark will guide you to any tabs missing required product data or containing errors. Once submitted, the listing will reflect in your inventory within 15 minutes to 24 hours. Create your Amazon account. Then enter your name, email, and set a password. The password must be at least 6 characters, and then click Next. For your security, we'll send a one-time password to your email so we can verify your email address. Enter the one-time password from your email when prompted and sign into your account. Before you continue registering, make sure that you have the following information close by: business and contact address, phone number, chargeable credit card, and identity details. Now sign in using the account information that you've just set up. Choose the country where your business is located from the Business Location drop-down menu. Choose your type of business from the Business Type drop-down menu. It's really important to select the correct business type. Otherwise, your account status might be affected. I am going to choose Publicly Listed Business today. Enter your business name that you used to register with your state or federal government. Make sure that it's exactly the same name that appears on your business registration document. If you agree with the statement, "I confirm my business location and name are correct, and I understand that this information cannot be changed later," select the checkbox next to the statement. Next, click the links below the statement to read the selling agreements and notices. Click Agree and Continue if you agree to these agreements and notices. Next, you'll enter your business information, including your phone number. It's important to make sure this information is correct, as we'll provide you with a one-time PIN that you'll use to confirm your phone number. Once you receive the one-time PIN, enter it and click Verify. Remember to make sure that all the information you've entered is accurate, as we may send you a postcard with a verification code. You may be asked for this code at a later time to confirm your address. Enter the primary person's contact information and click Next. Then you'll enter your personal information and click Save. Read the next screen. If you understand the payment information, click I understand. Next, you'll enter your bank account details. Make sure that your seller account name matches the name on your bank account. You'll need to complete this step so that you can receive payments from the Amazon store and to move on to the next step of the account setup process. You can always change your bank account details once you've set up your account. After this, you'll provide the necessary identity verification, store and business information that's requested. After you register as an Amazon seller, you'll have access to your Amazon Seller Central account. Seller Central is your go-to resource for selling in the Amazon store. The first step to enroll a brand is to create a brand registry account by submitting all the necessary details at brandregistry.amazon.com. Once your Amazon brand registry account is created, on the left-hand corner of the home page, find and click on Enroll a New Brand. To enroll a new brand, click this button and you will see a list of information that will be required for the registration of your brand. Once you have the information at hand, please click on Enroll Your Brand. You will be led to a form wherein you will have to fill in your brand name. Please ensure that the brand name you enter matches exactly with your trademark name. It is very important that the characterization of the brand name you enter is same as your registered trademark name, whether it is all capital letters, a mixture of upper and lowercase, all lowercase, or any special characters like hyphens or commas. Once the brand name is registered with us, it is unlikely that you or any other party of your brand will be able to make changes to it. Often, a brand name change request, even if just special characters, will require the registration of a new brand name. Continue to answer the questions related to the branding of your items. If the brand is already registered, you'll see a message saying so, and your details might be sent to the brand owner. If the trademark has not been registered, or if you are applying within 48 hours of registration, you will not be able to proceed. Once the questions are answered, you will be asked to provide the details of your trademark and the categories that your items belong in. You should also be able to verify yourself as the owner of the trademark. Once you submit the application, you will receive an email notifying you of your submission. Amazon will contact the person or entity that filed the application for the trademark. If you used a legal entity, the legal entity will receive a notification containing a code. You must obtain and submit that code to your brand registry application. In addition, the entity or person that filed the trademark must also respond to Amazon per the instructions on the correspondence they receive. Once we have both points of verification, your application for brand registry will be approved. You can repeat this process by clicking Enroll Brand for each registered trademark that you own. Once you are enrolled, you can begin receiving the benefits of being a brand owner.
So, what products do we avoid on Amazon? Now, Amazon's a great platform, but it does have some limitations. So, there are some products I will advise that you avoid. I avoid electronics. Electronics require a lot of data to be entered onto Amazon, and Amazon will want to know everything about them. So, generally, we avoid electronics. Next, we avoid adult products. Many come to me to say, should I try this product in this section? I say, no, just don't do it. They're very difficult to advertise basically anywhere. So Facebook, Google, Amazon, they don't like them. So avoid those. Next is seasonal products. We want consistent sales year round. So seasonal products are good for bigger businesses. For us, we don't want them. We want consistent sales from start to finish. Next is trendy products. Many of you may remember the fidget spinners from 2017. People ordered them in the hundreds of thousands, and literally they're still sitting in people's garages to this day. We avoid trendy products because as soon as the trend falls off, the money falls off. So avoid trendy products. Next is patented products. Now some you can private label, but some patented items you will not be able to private label, and that will just get you dropped from Amazon. The patent owner will come to you and say, we need it off, and you will have no leg to stand on. They will make you remove it. So another one is counterfeits. Do not sell counterfeits on Amazon because they will ban you straight away. So if you're selling Nike trainers that are not real, they'll get you banned. Do not sell them. Also, another product to avoid would be expirable products. Products that expire have a timeline of when you can sell them. Now, generally, if products don't go great to begin with, which does happen sometimes, they will expire by a certain date, and therefore you need to obviously have that time, and if they're expirable, you won't have that time, and you'll just lose money. One product we avoid is oversized items, unless the price can say otherwise. If it's an oversized item and it's less than £15, just forget about it. Or dollars, you just forget about it because you'll lose so much money on fulfillment. Okay, so you will need to select your entity type when signing up to create an account. Now, what an entity type means is how you're trading. What are you trading on Amazon as? So it will give you many options. The ones I see most students choosing are either sole proprietor, privately owned business, or the correct one for most, which is none, I'm an individual. If you have a business, of course, sign up as a business, you will need your company number and of course all the relevant tax information for Amazon to consider. If you are sole proprietor, that means you are self-employed and registered with the government. Therefore, again, you will need the UTR number and everything else. For most of you, you are non-I'm an individual. For when you start out, you follow Rule 7, select non-I'm individual and proceed as an individual. In this video, I'm going to show you how to understand profit margins. Now, I'm going to find a product on Amazon, then find it back on Alibaba, and then type it into the Amazon FBA revenue calculator, and we're going to calculate what kind of profit margins we're looking at. So I've decided to select glass coffee mugs. Here we have one on Amazon. Before you guys get any ideas, this probably won't be a very good product. It'll be very, very competitive. So come down to the product, go onto the icing, copy, and into the fulfillment calculator, paste it and press search. And it comes up with the exact the exact products we want. So we come over to Alibaba, type in glass mugs. It gives us a very similar product, which is therefore this. Now you need to see how much the item costs. This per piece is about $1. So a set of 2. So this will roughly be around $2.30, let's say. So let's come over to the FBA calculator. This is going to be in British pounds, so therefore we can convert the currency over to suit. The price of the item is around £12. Ships to Amazon. We'll leave this blank, we'll include it in the cost of the unit. Average unit stored, 1. Cost of product, let's go with 2 GBP, which is around $2.35, something like that. Okay, now we're going to calculate. So our rough profit, gross profit, is £5.24. So if we come up here, the sell on Amazon fees, which is basically the fee you pay every time an item sells. Fulfillment fees is basically delivery fees. So £2.82 to deliver the item. And of course you have a storage cost, which is very minimal. Per unit it's 10p, it's very minimal. Therefore you see, minus the cost of product, which will then bring us down to around £5.24. So 43%. Now, after these fees, you will need to consider, of course, PPC campaigns. So before you always order a product, you always check the FBA calculator to make sure everything makes sense just purely before you start. So why should you trademark your brand? Now, many people come to me and say, can I operate as this brand but not register it as a brand with the local intellectual property office? And I say, yes, you can, but that doesn't stop anyone from stealing your brand and taking all of the effort you've worked for. So for when you launch a product on Amazon, you will need to get reviews, sales rank, and all that kind of thing. If you don't trademark the brand and you list under generic, that means someone can jump on that listing and take everything you've worked for. So trademark the brand if you're going to operate private label brand. we're going to come over here to tools and we're going to come over to black box. Now from black box, we're going to go for keywords. So search volume per month, we should have a minimum of 5,000. Monthly revenue, this is subjective, but generally I want to go for products that will make at least 4,000 plus per month. It's generally a good number. Just for the sake of the video, we'll go with 5,000. And the price minimum, I like to go with at least 12, but we're going to go in this for 15 to 40. This is a good range because obviously it keeps you in the good zone of I can spend this amount on PPC and not get wrecked. So the review count, I'd say the maximum should be 1,000, but we'll go for 700 just to keep ourselves comfortable. So review rating is obviously how high the reviews are. We'll keep this blank for now, and word count we'll keep this blank. So I'll scroll down to the results we got. Now you can see exactly how much everything is. Search volume is 9,000 per month roughly. 7,000 searches a month. Average price is good range. Monthly sales, good, 51,000. These will be seasonal, obviously due to the fact of a paddling pool, especially in the UK, we don't get a lot of sun. So this will be very seasonal. So this one I would avoid for that reason. Again, same thing, same thing. So we're going to keep coming down. This we would avoid due to the fact that it is a electrical product. So I'm not going to look for this. I'm looking just purely at the keywords of the products at the moment. Again, we're going to keep looking. Okay guys, so here's one product I've looked at. Toilet roll holder freestanding. 11,000 searches, £17. Monthly sales 419, monthly revenue is 8,357. Bestseller rank is very good, 9,000. So now we're going to view on Amazon. So freestanding toilet roll. The review count is a little bit high, 3,000, 1,100. But we're going to look for the bestsellers. So we'll see what is in the top 10 of the bestsellers. So that's number 8. So for freestanding, these obviously aren't, these are wall mounted. So for freestanding, these are all under 1,000. So that's freestanding, obviously that's not. So in the top 10, the highest one is 3,600. This could be doable, as there's not many other competitors in the top 10 of that caliber. So if it's freestanding, so this product could be good due to the fact of the highest reviewed one in the top 10 is 3,600. It's a little high, but it's still competable. The price on this is fairly high. So this I'd keep and I'd mark down to be searched back on Alibaba for a supplier. So pure and simple, that is how you do it. You'll select a number of products, then just leave them on Amazon and then continue on. So again, paddling pools, inflatables, these are all very seasonal. So we do avoid these. Beach bag, seasonal, avoid. This is not seasonal, it's not electrical, and I'd imagine it's fairly portable. So $21.91 is a good price. 5,855 search volume, which isn't bad. Monthly revenue of 10,000. Again, good products. So this, you'll just click on it, view on Amazon. Then come over and you're going to check out the top 10 just like we just did. But remember the search term. The search term will be for the travel pool party, or training party should I say. So this is how you use Helium-10. It's quite a simple thing to do. But again, remember guys, this is a paid service. You know what I mean? This will cost some money per month, but it's a very good tool to use. So in the top 10, we're going to check for how many reviews the top 10 products do have and see if it's a category we can compete in. So what we are looking for is the ones that will suit that keyword. So this one is a training one. It's not much of a travel one, but it would work for that circumstance. So this one is just like an add-on. It's not really the one we're looking for. So we're going to come down and see which ones are in the area we can compete in. Now these only have 103. This one has 3,500. This one has 16 and it's ranked number 3 in bestsellers. So we're going to keep coming down and see what we can find. Okay. Now we're going to x-ray this. So these are the top 10 we've just looked at. Now bear in mind, these do not give us a very specific niche to our keyword. These are subjected to their own top 10 niche, which is potties, as you can see up here. Okay, so in this category, the average BSI is 639, which is very, very low, which is very, very good. Average reviews is quite high, 2,700. But again, this is not down to that keyword. This is down to the category it's been placed into. Average price is very good. Average revenue is very high. And total revenue is pretty good as well. So if we come down, the price of the high seller is $9.99. But this isn't the one we're talking about for the keyword. So for a monthly sales, 1,300, which equates to 33,000 and change. So bestseller ranks 195, which is very high. FBA fees only £7.39, which is pretty good. Active sellers is 1. That means that is private label. So this will be a direct competitor. So when you're looking into the seller, AMZ is of course Amazon. Amazon are number 1 seller for this. So if we come down, another one, Amazon. So Amazon shouldn't be dominant in that field. But again, this is the top 10 of just potties, not travel. If we come over to the average ratings are fairly high. Review count, this is another big one. 4,000, 10,000, 3,500. So this one would probably be put to... I'd put it on my final list, but it would be probably, if I count with 10, it'd probably be ranked number 6, 7. Beyond that, we'll just log that one down and then save it, and then see if we can go back to Alibaba and find some suppliers. But for the most part, this is how we look for products. Okay, so in this example, we're going to use Fiverr to find an Amazon listing creator or copywriter. So we're just going to type in Amazon copywriting. Now you're going to get a lot of results from this search. So in order to narrow it down and find the ones we want, we're going to go over to seller details. We want a top rated seller and a new seller preferably, as this will keep the price down. So with experienced Fiverr sellers, they have a lot of reviews and therefore they rank very highly. And the result of that is they get a lot of inquiries from new customers. And because of that, they push their prices up. So for the same exact work, you get a much cheaper price from someone who isn't as established as these sellers. So you can scroll through, select 2 or 3, send them a message and tell them exactly what you're looking for, send them your keywords. They will be able to give you exactly what you need. So if we look over here, they'll give you SEO title, bullet points, product descriptions, and everything you're going to need for your Amazon listing. Get yourself a good supplier. One of the biggest assets to my business is I have a very good supplier in China. There is a representative from the company who is on my WhatsApp. She's there whenever I need that. If I need help with other factories, she'll help me. If I need quotes for other products that they don't sell, she will call up and help me. If I need a minimum order of a certain product, she will absolutely help me with that. Make sure you have a great supplier. So what is a great supplier? What qualities do they have? So I like to look for a good minimum order quantity. So if the standard order quantity is 1,000 and these will do 600, I'll take that company. If their communication is good, that is another great sign. Another great quality as a supplier is their ability to customize new products. So if you're looking to private label a brand and the factory is very compliant with helping with private labeling, that is another great quality in a supplier. So make sure you find a great supplier and your business will run a lot smoother than with a bad one. So how do we create a private label brand? Following on from the video based on earbeds, we're going to use these products as an example. Each brand should tell the story of what its products are. If you are buying energy drinks, most of those energy drinks have names that sound like the energy you're going to get from them. Bull is one of them. Monster is another. Kick again. So your private label brand should be centered around the products that you are going to sell. You can go with a generic brand, but in this instance, we're going to show you how to create a niched product brand that will tell your customers exactly what your product is doing. So in the example of an airbed, obviously a bed is used for sleeping. So therefore I'd have a brand name that is centered around sleep. So sleep right, sleep tight, sleep well. These kind of names should be centered to your brand. Of course, go onto your trademark office and check that those brands are not already taken. So we can come over to Alibaba and check the beds that are already being sold. Generally, I don't like to go with airbeds built with an electric pump. So I'm going to keep it pretty basic. So let's say we've decided on this product. We've found at least another 6 in the same kind of niche and we're going to go with this brand now. I'm going to come over and I'm going to find a freelancer. You can design your own logo, but generally I advise you outsource it to a professional. Unless you're very good at it, outsource it to a professional. If you see the video on how to find freelancers, will be in the course. This will show you how to find the right freelancers. But let's say we find a freelancer, we're going to tell them we want this brand, we want this type of colours which will reflect the niche we are in. So just make sure the freelancers know that this is the theme you're going with the brand. So guys, if you look over here, this is personal training, meaning fitness. Obviously we've got a kettlebell here and with a barbell through the middle. This obviously means it's going to be something to do with the gym or fitness. Same with your brand. Your brand should be centered around what the product is and what the product will do for the customer. With these modern brands, you can see they shine, they pop, and they're very memorable. They look premium. Make sure your brand has this exact same appearance when you are selling to your customer. Many of you hear me say perception is reality, and it's the absolute fact. Regardless of whether they know your private label brand, they will see the perception your brand gives off. So if it looks very good, the perception will be it is very good. So make sure the freelancer does a very good job on making your brand look like it's the best one on Amazon.
In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create a simple shipping plan on Amazon. Firstly, you need to confirm your offer is FBA. Then, select the products you want to send to Amazon. Click Send Replenish Inventory on the drop-down menu here. Confirm the correct address you are sending from in the marketplace you want it to go to. Select how the shipment will be packed, then click Continue to Shipping Plan. Enter the amounts of units you want to send here. Next, Amazon will ask you if your products require prep. For most, this will be no prep needed. Click Continue. If your product doesn't have a GTIN, you may need Amazon to label your products. If not, click Continue. Then, Amazon will assign a fulfillment center for your goods to be sent. Click Approve Shipment, then work on shipment to proceed. If you are shipping boxes, click SPD. If you are shipping pallets, click LTL. Next, you need to select the number of boxes you are sending. If one, then everything in one box. If multiple boxes, click that. Now you will need to enter the box quantity and sizes. Click Confirm. Delivery charges will be calculated. Click Accept. Choose which kind of paper type you have for the labels. Then click Print Box Labels. Print the labels off and stick them clearly onto your boxes. Lastly, arrange a collection for your boxes or drop them off yourself to a courier collection point.
So, what is a smart way to get 5-star reviews on new products? So, Amazon has many rules on what you can and can't do with regards to reviews. Obviously, using groups to get reviews en masse is going to get your account deactivated or banned. Excessively using friends or family will also get your account banned. Encouraging your customers to leave reviews via bribes will also get your account deactivated. So what is the way to get reviews without doing anything against Amazon's rules? So a good idea to get more reviews or more positive reviews from customers without breaking any of Amazon's rules would be to have a card designed. We can add a simple message of hope you enjoy this gift. So let's say you're selling a 4-person tent. Now in that packaging, which obviously will be pretty large packaging if it's a tent, you can add something such as this. This is a survival blanket, an emergency survival blanket. This will be used to keep people warm in case of bad weather. So this costs less than 50 cents, $1. You can add one of these to your listing. Do not tell the customer that you are giving them this. It's a free gift that has just come extra as part of the products they've ordered. Now, on the card, it will just say something simple like, I hope you enjoy this gift, stay warm, whatever. Now, they'll be far more incentivized to give you a product review as you've given them something first. So they've gotten more than they've expected. So this is a great way to get more reviews as the customer feels a lot more entitled to reciprocate as you've already done them a favor by giving them a free gift. So it's a great strategy to get 5-star reviews. More we want to employ. I'm going to do a video on Amazon PPC campaigns, also known as pay-per-click, which is basically advertising your products on Amazon to gain some traction, get some sales. I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, first of all, log into your Seller Central account, then go over to advertising. On the drop down menu, you'll find Campaign Manager. Click on Campaign Manager and you'll get to this page here. So, first things first, come over to Create Campaign. Okay, you'll see a page that looks like this. You'll have sponsored products, sponsored brands, and sponsored display. You won't mess around with these just yet. First thing you're going to want is sponsored products. This is for when you have more like a store and more than say 1 to 3 products. Okay, so sponsored products. Okay, campaign name. For example, let's say it's dog lead. And usually I'll put the name to it as in what type of campaign it is. So it'd be auto or manual, so we'll just put manual for now. Okay, dog lead manual. Daily budget. This is dependent on you and how much you want to spend per day. So for example, if you want to get a lot of traction, sometimes the budget won't even be used. You know what I mean? It will use as much as that, no more. So I usually go with around £20 to £25 to begin with, especially with manual targeting. Manual targeting generally spends a little bit more than auto. Okay, so we'll go with manual because manual is more difficult. So I'll show you how manual is. Automatic is basically just it'll automatically type the keywords based on the ones you've typed in on your listing. So when I say to you get a copywriter to do your listing, it will give you the best keywords to use. And generally they use Helium 10 or Jungle Scout to get you the best keywords for your product. Alternatively, you can do it yourself, but generally I outsource it, and I advocate you to outsource it. If you're not a copywriter, I generally advocate for you to outsource it. Okay, so bidding strategy with manual, generally you go with down only. You can do up and down. I prefer to do up and down, but most do down only just to see, because what it is it'll lower your bids when you're less likely to make a sale. Up and down, they'll put it up if they think you will make a sale. They'll put the bid up. Fixed bids is obviously you control the bid. You can put whatever bid in you want, and it will stay at that. And if you get the if you win the bid, then obviously you get the click on your product. Okay, so create an ad group. That doesn't matter too much. You put a name if you want to give it an ad group name. All good. Okay, products. That's the important part because I've got to edit this out. Blur it. Okay, so over on this side, you'll see a list of all your products. This is going to be blurred out if I do everything correctly. So I'm just going to come down and select a product. Okay, I'll click add. Okay, so now over here you have the product. Now come down. So targeting, I'm going to go with keyword targeting for this campaign because then you'll go for your keywords of what you have and then you can add them all to the campaign. Okay, so come down. Okay, generally I'll go with add all and it will usually come up with this. You don't have a suggested bid, just go with something at average, whatever it suggests, 50p, that's fine by me. Okay, then you'll come over here. Now what I tend to do is go down the list and just see the ones that don't really add, that don't really apply to your product. So for example, my hammer is a 16 ounce, so a 20 ounce, you could get rid of that. I'll probably keep it because some people might go, yeah, 16 ounce is fine. So yeah, you can go, yep, don't want that, don't want that, don't want that. So yeah, we go, no, I don't want the broad, don't want the phrase, don't want the exact, whatever. Not sure what that is, so I'll get rid of that. Okay, so once you have all your selected keywords, you can put the prices down, but generally I like to see how they perform first, and then you can alter these. Because the truth is, the campaigns will not be right the first time. You know what I mean? You will have to tweak them. You will have to see what works and what doesn't. You know, because a lot of you are concerned with getting everything right the first time. Some things you just need the scar tissue on. You know what I mean? You just will not get it right as best as you can try. Okay, so once that is sorted, you can come down. Negative keyword targeting. Sometimes some of these I do put in. Let's say you put a keyword in. So let's say it's a hammer. I'll put a saw. I don't want people buying a saw. Getting a saw from say if the word saw is in my listing. I don't want the keyword saw to come up because obviously someone's looking for a saw and not a hammer. So you can add these negative keywords in. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. If they're not converting a sale, I'll just cancel the pause the keyword. Okay, so we'll come down, and then it'll come down to here, launch campaign. So you'll launch this campaign. So that's your manual. I generally go with one manual and two automatic. I'll just do a standard automatic. So we'll go back up to the top. So we'll go past it rapid. Okay, so when you go to automatic, it will automatically target the keywords for you based on the ones you've put into the keywords in your listing. It will give you a what's it called, a default bid. Let's see if it's not on here actually. I don't want to go further down, so I don't have to keep blurring everything out. Okay, so it will give you a bid. Generally, I'll go with a reasonable bid, say 60, 70p, depending on the product. So for the third campaign, the second auto campaign, I usually go with automatic and then a very low bid. So say 5 pence, 10 pence, 5 cents, 10 cents, whatever. You won't get as many sales, but you will get them low bids, which means basically your campaigns will be a lot more profitable. It will keep your ACOS very low. In fact, I've got one now that's running at about 4% ACOS because I've put the automatic campaign on with a very, very low bid. So if you have that low bid, you can convert sales and you will not have a high cost, you know what I mean? Because you can have 60 clicks for the price of, you know what I mean, £12 something. So yeah, 3 campaigns generally. But if you wanted to branch out into sponsored product keywords, sponsored products campaigns, you can do. But this is the one I'd start if you're a beginner. Just get started on this one, and then obviously press launch campaign, and that's it. Job done. Then you'll get some data, and then you can see what works and what doesn't. And hopefully your products will start gaining some momentum from that, and you'll get a lot more what's it called, organic sales rather than PPC sales. Okay, so for any questions, just send me a message. I'll have to help you out. So guys, we're going to come over now to the campaign manager on Amazon. We're going to scroll down and select any campaign we want. I'm going to go with this one now for the manual. So our return on average sale is 2.98, which is almost 3. ACOS is around 33%, which is just below average. Probably not the best, but it's okay. So this campaign will need some attention. How do we better return our investment on the ad campaign? So we're going to come down to the ad group. So we'll come over to search terms. These are basically our keywords. So we're going to come over to the side here, and this is going to tell us exactly how much we're getting based on how much we're spending. So we've spent £1.32, we've had 3 orders. Therefore, £1.32, that is not a bad return, so therefore we'll keep this keyword switched on. This here, again, 11, it's a good keyword. This one is a little bit high, but it's still a good enough keyword to keep. So we're going to keep coming down. These, again, this one's good, that one's good, that one's fine. Now this is running at roughly 50% ACOS. We can lower the bid, or we can add it as a negative keyword, and therefore, which means basically we definitely won't target that word. But this at the moment, we'll leave it as it is. This one here, we've had 12 clicks, £7.45 spent, and 0 return. This needs to be turned off. Now we're going to keep coming down to see if any of these are similar to the last one and therefore need to be removed. 2 isn't too bad, so we'll keep this as it is and just keep going. This here is very good keyword. 6 clicks, £2.79 spent, and £24.80 returned. This here, 16 clicks, £8.20 spent, and only £14.88 returned. Therefore, this one will be turned into a negative keyword. Now, this is all you do, guys. Just keep coming down, keep seeing which keywords are not working, and therefore just turn them off. So, as far as keywords and search terms, them kinds of campaigns, all we need to do is basically turn off the ones that are not working. Keywords that aren't performing as well as they should be, but we don't want them to be a negative keyword. What we're going to do is we're going to come down, and what we'll do is we'll lower the bid of that keyword. So for this keyword, we'll lower it down to around 60 pence. So therefore, it's 10 pence cheaper. This is another way to play with the campaigns. You will need to get the data before you can adjust. It is often the case that they will be a little bit more expensive than you anticipate, but you will need to tweak them as you go. But you will need to get the data first of all. So how do we negotiate with suppliers? Now let's say you found a great supplier, the product's correct, and they're offering private labeling services. Inside we have a lot of scripts that you can use to approach suppliers with. The most important thing is making them see the bigger picture. You have to make them believe that your business is going to be very successful for you and for them. And you will make sure they are the sole supplier to your business. They want to have all your business. Now you need to mention in the beginning, as you're probably going to start off on a budget, that you need someone who will be compliant with a low minimum order. If you see the previous video about a good qualities in suppliers, make sure there's a good minimum order, as well as the ability to private label and customize the products. When negotiating, you can negotiate on price, but price isn't as important as having them compliant to making a good quality product and obviously making sure it's on time. So you don't want to hardball them too much, but obviously make sure you get a good deal. So in the beginning, don't make it seem as if you're this big company and you're very successful and you're the greatest in your industry. They're just going to see that you're obviously not telling the truth. You can tell them straight up, we're a new company, we're planning to sell in this marketplace, we need a great supplier, everything you're doing seems very appropriate for what we want. Can you give us X amount of units for X price, and we'll make sure you're the sole supplier to our business for the foreseeable. The suppliers, most good suppliers will respond well to this. Those who don't, just go straight to their competitor. Their competitor will take that deal up all day. One trick I like to use when negotiating with suppliers is, there is a website known as 1688.com, which is basically the Chinese wholesale factory site, equivalent to Alibaba, but it's not known to anyone outside of China. So when you go onto 1688, you can translate the website from Mandarin to English. Once you do that, you can see the rough prices of those products, and therefore that will give you ammunition for when you negotiate with your supplier. So we've sent a very generic message. What is the price we can get for 500 units? So they responded, hi, good day, let me see what products you need. So our partner who can give us a good price and a great service. As this is our first order, we require a low MOQ of 500. This is suggesting that we're obviously looking to buy a lot more than 500. This is just us accepting that we will order a low amount of products. So she's responded with, let me check, the unit price for 500 is $12. This is too high, as the sale price on Amazon is roughly 22, 23, 24. So that won't work for us. So therefore we're going to negotiate the price down. So I've responded with 12 is a little high. It says 574 to 935. They asked me what my target price is. The above price is only a reference price. We will adjust the price according to the changes of raw materials and inventory. Can you understand? So I asked her for the type that is different to the original model. So now we're going to see if they can supply the other model rather than the more advanced model. So from what we found on Amazon, there was a lot of other competitors selling the advanced model, but not many selling the simpler model, which was a better seller anyway. So we're going to try and get a price on the more simple model. So I've asked for any alternative. They've said this is the puddle pump style, so okay, that's fine, I'm aware. I'm interested if you have any alternatives. The alternative style is $8. So I've asked for any photos. Now the next part is them showing me the photos of this. I'm going to try and skip over it, as I don't want to reveal the products, as this is for a client of mine. So I asked $8. It says yes, but not the pedal pump. So I said that's fine, but I said $8 is still a little high. So she's asked me for my target price. I've told her we need to get this product selling. $6 is a target. I'll negotiate with my boss and help you get a price. So now I've wanted to know, obviously I've done a little more research. I wanted to know what is the material, and if they have different variations of colour, because of course when starting out we'd like to have as many variations as possible to see which product is selling the best. So the material has been given. I'll blank that out. That's for the $8 one. So what colours do you have? Now they can give us blue, black and red. We want to stand out for competitors that they are blue or green. So they said, okay. So we want to order a sample now. Can it be arranged for Monday? They said, of course. You need to order a sample. That's correct. How many can you send? We have a lot of inventory. How many do you need? Now we're looking for at least 10 units to be sold to us. Now we're looking for at least 10 units. The reason being, we can sell 10 units on Amazon and then gauge how well they're going to sell in the future. So we've asked for 10 units and they said, okay, that's no problem. So this is good. They've asked me to draft the order. And I've asked them what colours they have for sample. Blue, red, black. So they're going to go back and check the warehouse if there was any success with that. There's a bit of a mix up here. I was asking about the warehouse colour. She thought I was asking if she was okay. I don't know why. Get the samples over. The unit price of the samples is a lot higher than the unit cost. It's just the reality of the game. The sample cost is going to be higher than the unit cost. So they're going to send us, I've asked them for the colours they send, and they've said blue, orange, green and cyan, I think it's called. I need 10 samples, and I said yes. Okay, so now I'm just negotiating the colours to send. So I've asked for 2 colours to be sent. 5 of one and 5 of the other. So now we're going to see which one sells better. I asked for the unit price on these items that I was planning to buy a sample for. Now they've tried to do a little sneaky one on me and say the unit price for 500 pieces is, I think it's supposed to say 500 pieces, it says 50 pieces for $12.8. And I said no, the mouth inflate style, we spoke about this before. We reached a quantity of more than 5,000 pieces, our price will be favourable. This is them trying to upsell us basically. They know we're interested, so therefore they're going to try this on with us. This is just normal business with the Chinese. This is the same style that we're looking for. Now, before I proceed with the sample order, because I don't want them to pull a fast one on me, I'm going to make sure we iron out the cost before they decide to send the samples, because they know they've got an advantage if we already have the samples, because we're already going to be $230 down, for example. So, I need to know the unit cost is the same as we agreed before. You talking about a unit price of 500. I said yes. I want to make sure we're on the same page before I take the samples. See, now they've just tried to add another $2. The unit price of 500 is $10. I said we agreed $8. Why have you increased the price? And now I've sent a screenshot of them agreeing to the price we agreed. They said $8 needs 2,000 pieces. I said no chance. Can't believe you cheat me like that. And they said, oh, let me help buy again, $8. I said, but you quoted $8. And she said, I'll fight it for you. There's no fight going on here. This is her just, you know what I mean, trying to win back the deal, basically. So I asked, how soon can you get back to me? Because I'm trying to be as fast as possible. They said, okay, $8 for 400 pieces. I don't think anyone's had the conversation. Or if it has, it's between her and the manager. And the manager told her, yeah, try and get more out of the buyer. And obviously, it didn't work. The order's been submitted. So I said, okay, perfect. Let's continue. Now, before I continued, I wanted to say, does the $8 include custom packaging? And they said, yes, custom packaging. So the samples aren't custom, but the packaging will be. So the item itself, I'm not too worried about being custom, because I don't think putting a logo on this type of products will really do me any favours. I do believe, however, a good, strong packaging will do us favours when we try and stand out from the competitors. So I said, my own custom packaging? They said, yes. I said, okay, that's perfect. So now I've said we'll get the samples paid over the weekend. The order of 10 police does not include custom packaging. I've said, yes, I understand it's only a sample. Now we're just negotiating how to pay for those, because on Alibaba at the time, my VAT wasn't registered and they changed it all up. So I asked them to pay on PayPal. And we went from there. Okay, so in this case, I've asked if we order a load of products from their company, can you offer a discount on multiple purchases? We are looking to create a niche in blank. Her response being, of course. So from here, they've received it and they said they'll arrange the sample for us. I said thank you and they said you're welcome. Can they provide tracking information for the samples and they're being sent? So beyond this, they've sent the tracking information. Now we're just waiting for the samples. After we get the samples, we can check the quality. After we check the quality, I'll put my own product IDs on them. We'll list them on Amazon under generic or under whichever way you want them. If you already have a brand, you can list them under that. See how they perform, particularly with PPC campaigns. Make sure you have the copy done. Make sure you have good photos. We can get photos done from an external site, and I'll show you how to do that in the next video. So this is basically how we negotiate with our suppliers. This will go on, I believe, for the next order. However, now we have the samples and we have something to gauge it from. So if they don't sell very well and they become a cost to us and we cannot make a profit, then of course we won't proceed with the order. So we'll be $230 down rather than, let's say, $4,000. Okay, so in the next video we're going to go through how to set up the samples on Amazon and how to sell them and how to get accurate data. So the products have arrived at the fulfillment center and they are now active. So how do we launch our product? So the most important thing is obviously we want to get on page 1. At the very least we want to get on page 2. What is the best way we achieve this? Immediately the best way to do it is through advertisement. So firstly I recommend you go with a PPC campaign. The best one to go with in the beginning is a sponsored product campaign, manual and automatic. So in the resources section we have a document which contains how we should run our PPC campaigns, at what metric we should keep them at, and obviously how they should be run. So for reviews, products are ranked based on the sales and the review count. Many people make this mistake in the beginning of trying to get too many reviews too soon. Amazon will strike this through and ban your account, so do not do this. So the best thing to do obviously is family and friends, generally the ones who are not on social medias, don't send them a link, tell them to search for the product and then go from there. Do not send them the link. From there, you will ask family and friends to leave reviews. Do not use Facebook groups or any kind of groups that are linked to you by the social medias. Amazon is a very intelligent platform and they will catch you out. The risk of deactivation on your account should make you very fearful. It's a big, big loss. Do not take chances. So to launch, make sure you have a good PPC campaign and make sure you're accumulating reviews through family and friends.
What are shipping terms? When you import or export goods to or from another country, you will need to decide what shipping terms you require. Shipping terms decide the obligations on each party. Common methods include EXW, Ex-Works. The factory manufactures the goods only. You must handle all shipping. FOB, Freight on board. Your goods are on the ship. Once the goods are on board, you are responsible for the goods. CIF, Cost, Insurance, and Freight. This means the goods will be delivered to destination port. After this, you are responsible. DDP, Delivered Duty Paid. This is also known as the door-to-door service. The goods will be delivered to the final address, customs will be cleared, and duty is already paid.
So you've negotiated the price with the supplier. Now your next step would be to order a sample. Rather than just order one sample, you're going to ask the supplier if they can send you at least 10 samples for you to send to your consumers, buyers, whichever. Now what we're going to do with those 10 samples, we're going to put them on Amazon to test them to see how well they do. Because there's no point buying a lot of stock if it's not going to sell very well. So negotiate your price with the supplier. They're probably going to inflate the price a little bit because the sample cost is never going to be the same as the unit cost in high quantities. You will have to pay air freight as well. This won't be too expensive, but it will be a bit more than it would be normally. So just bear that in mind before you place the order. When you get the stock in, you're going to send it to Amazon. You're going to list it under generic, and then you will sell it up as if it's a normal listing. So optimize the bullet points, the titles and everything. This shouldn't cost too much. You can have a copywriter do this for around $30. Now this whole process, obviously depending on the cost of the units, should cost you less than $300-400. This is more important than just going straight at it, as you can obviously then see whether the units will sell. So test the units on Amazon, begin the PPC campaigns and then see how they sell. From there you can make a judgment on whether to commit to buying the whole order. So how do we find influencers to set up a commission only deal to drive sales to our Amazon pages? So in the last slide, what was mentioned was that you should look for influencers that have a high video view rate but have a low subscriber rate, as these will be very new to the influencer and sponsored product world. So therefore you should look for those in your niche, preferably those in your marketplace also, but those with a low subscriber rate. So for example, if I was selling MMA gloves or shin guards or hand wraps or something like that, I'd look for someone in the fight niche, because obviously those are the people who are selling, you'll be selling your fight gear to. So we're going to look, let's just go with low kick MMA. Now this is going to be a numbers game. You're going to need to go through quite a few of these just to find which ones are good. So that's a high view count. Now let's check out if it is a low subscriber. No, they have too many. So another one, MMA highlights, a high view count, a low subscriber rate. So these lot would not be a bad one to go to. So let's go to the about. Located in the United States. This wouldn't be good as we're not going to be really selling to people in the United States unless you are in that marketplace. Another thing is they don't really have a business email to contact. However, you could just comment or drop a message somewhere and they may be able to get it. But this one I would avoid. So another one, high view count. Subscriber rate is fairly high. But we'll check their about. They're in the United States. This is how it should look. For business inquiries, view email address. I'm not going to click on it due to privacy. But this is the ones we look for. So I do have one I'm subscribed to who is in that fight niche. I don't sell fight gear myself, but I know this person has a low subscriber. But their videos do get a lot of views. 400,000, 300,000, 100,000, 120. That is quite a high view count. So therefore you go over to the about. Same country as me, United Kingdom. So we'll just be looking for a contact email for a business inquiry. After that, you can offer them a commission-only deal, as we've just previously discussed. Okay, so let's say we found our influencer, and now we need to send them an email. So I've created this template for you to use. I'm going to put this in the resources section of Hustlers University. So we started up with, hi, my name is, put your name. I've recently come across your videos on YouTube and I'm very impressed with your work, especially the, let's say, low kicks video we found. The reason for our inquiries, we have our own brand of MMA/fight gear. Put in your website and your Amazon store if you have one. We have been operating for, let's say, 2 or 3 years, and we have, let's say we have 2 products in the top 10 and 1 product is number 1 in XYZ category. So this gives them an idea that our products are selling and therefore they can benefit from that. However, we feel we could reach a wider audience through paid partners on YouTube. We would like to offer a sponsor for your videos and we believe this would greatly benefit the both of us. If this is something you may be interested in or a lot more information on, then please contact us at professional email address. Make sure it is your professional business email address. Do not put your individual. Make sure it's the brand at something or your name at thebrands.co.uk.com, whichever. Best regards, put your name, put the brand, and then your company if applicable, and the position you have in that company, which should be the director, if you are one. Then once you receive a reply, it will usually say, oh, we're not ready for it, or something along the lines, or they can say, would you be able to send me more information? Then you can pitch the deal you would like to offer them. So let's say you get the response from them, because some will reply, some won't. But let's say you get a response from them, say, oh, we're not ready for it at the moment. You just obviously coach them through what you want. Or if they want more information, just send them more information and what deal you'd like to give them. Once they have that, then you can obviously set the deal up. Make sure they put links in their descriptions, links on the top comment section, and make sure it's a pinned link. After that, make sure they obviously show your product, say that you're the sponsor. You can give them a video for them to voice over, or if you want to send them everything done for them and then just need to edit the video in, you can do that. So once you have that, they'll plug the links. If they want to sign up for Amazon Associates, they can, because then they'll make an extra bit of money on top. It's not necessary for you, but it is good for them. Once that's done, then you can make the deal, and then obviously make sure it's set on a good video, and therefore you'll both succeed. If it's commission only, obviously they get paid when you get paid when they get paid.
Multi-channel fulfillment. Amazon offers a service known as multi-channel fulfillment, or MCF, which means you can fulfill your non-Amazon orders from the Amazon FBA warehouse directly to your customers. Click Create Fulfillment Order, type in your customer's name and address, decide the shipping time you would like, then click Place Order.